The NBA usually finds success in what its players do, but that's not to say that there haven't been a few stories to talk about involving negative actions. In fact, there have been many embarrassing moments in the NBA's history. Here's my collection of some of the most embarrassing moments. It is hard to fathom some of these events occurring, but they're all true in their nature. With that in mind, thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy. Number 15, the 1918 game. In the 1950 and 51 season, the Minneapolis Lakers were the best team in the league and had a front court that featured legends George Mikan, Jim Pollard, and Vern Mickelson. On November 22, 1950, in Minnesota, that team took on the Fort Wayne Pistons. After Pistons head coach Murray Mendenhall promised a tussle in Minneapolis, the Pistons instead went ahead to hold the ball for as long as 5 minutes in a row without taking a shot. And as a result, the final score was 19-18 in favor of the Pistons. Mikan had the only 4 field goals in the Lakers' losing effort. Although this is one of the NBA's most embarrassing moments, it was certainly revolutionary in the fact that it helped bring about the 24-second shot clock. Number 14, Magic's phenomenal game. That was on tape delay. On May 16, 1980, Game 6 of the NBA Finals were seen on tape delay in most American television markets. While reruns of the shows such as The Incredible Hulk and Dallas appeared in prime time, many people missed one of the greatest finals performances of all time live as Magic Johnson scored 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, and dished 7 assists. Number 13, Michael Jordan's gambling issues on golf courses and casinos. Michael Jordan's gambling problems were well documented in the early 1990s. After a book called Michael and Me, Our Gambling Addiction, My Cry for Help was released, it was made public how big of a problem it was. The author, a sports businessman named Richard Esquinaz, claimed his illness had given him over $1.252 million over the course of a few years on the links. He also routinely lost money at casinos in great amounts. He wasn't exactly the best husband either, having an affair with a woman named Carla Knaffel, who tried to extort money from Jordan in a failed paternity suit. Number 12, Len Bias's sudden death. The 1986 NBA draft featured a plethora of seemingly future superstars, and among them was the University of Maryland's Len Bias. After being selected second by the Boston Celtics, Bias was back in the school the following night when he took cocaine that led to his cardiac arrhythmia. His untimely death was called the cruelest thing I ever heard from Larry Bird, and it was incredibly embarrassing for the NBA because it exposed some of the drug abuse that was rampant around the league. I'm not saying Bias's death is embarrassing because that would be downright insensitive, but the aftermath and the fact that the NBA had to take a look at what kind of role models they were promoting is very embarrassing. He is perhaps basketball's greatest what if of all time. Number 11, Latrell Sprewell's family needs food. After a successful season in Minnesota, Latrell Sprewell was offered a 3-year, $21 million extension. The problem is, Spree didn't think this was generous at all, noting that, why would I want to help the Timberwolves win a title? They're not doing anything for me. I've got a lot at risk here. I got my family to feed. Needless to say, the Wolves didn't and thus concluded Spree's tenure in the NBA. This, however, can't be the worst moment in even Sprewell's career. Number 10, Magic Johnson's confession. On November 7th, 1991, rumors circulated early in the morning that Magic Johnson was retiring, but why? Later, Magic revealed that he had attained HIV. He contracted the disease amidst many sexual encounters with women during his playing days. The NBA took the biggest hit here, and they immediately took mental note of players who were sleazes alike. Number 9, Rose gets a sub for the ACT. In 2008, it was revealed that Derrick Rose had someone pass his SAT for him. He had previously failed the ACT 3 times, so that he could attend Memphis and play for John Calipari. The NCAA then vacated Memphis' 2007 and 2008 runner-up season when the Tigers lost to Kansas in the championship game. Number 8, Greg Oden sends naughty pictures of himself. Not only has Greg Oden's career thus far been a disappointment, and much worse than Kevin Durant's, but in the summer of 2009, he came under heat for pictures of his nude self that were floating around the internet. The only thing that might make the situation worse is a dismal NBA career, but that could never happen, right? Oh wait. Number 7, Jason Williams' fatal mistake. In 2002, 34-year-old Jason Williams shot his limo driver, Kostas Christofi, while hanging out with some of his friends in his home. According to Williams, he was only playing around with the gun, but he still pleaded guilty to aggravated assault last year. Although he wasn't playing in the NBA at the time, it still obviously brought about negativity and embarrassment to everyone involved with the league. Number 6, Tim Hardaway bashes gays. In 2007, John Amaechi, who played in the NBA from 1995 to 2003, became the first former or current NBA player to openly declare his homosexuality, and Tim Hardaway was asked about the issue. "You know I hate gay people, so I let it be known. I don't like gay people, and I don't like to be around gay people. I am homophobic. I don't like it. It shouldn't be in the world or the United States." Number 5, Latrell Sprewell chokes his coach. On December 1st, 1997, Golden State Warriors guard Latrell Sprewell was allegedly upset when coach PJ Carlesimo asked him to put more mustard on his passes. After a brief altercation, Spree then proceeded to strangle his head coach for 10 to 15 seconds. Always a man to finish the job, Spree returned a 3 few punches at Carlesimo. The NBA didn't find the stunt humorous and eventually suspended Sprewell for the remainder of the 1997 and 98 season, or 68 games. Number 4, Kobe Bryant's rape charges. We all know the story of Kobe Bryant's rape charge, so I'll spare you the details and get right to the point. Bryant was accused of sexual assault by a 19-year-old hotel employee in Colorado. Although he did admit to having adulterous relations with her, all charges were dropped by the prosecution after the woman refused to testify. Still, it was a moment that haunted the NBA and will continue to do so in the following years. Number 3, Kermit Washington punch. I don't know how many times you've actually seen the video of Kermit Washington absolutely obliterating Rudy Tomjanovich, but it was truly a sad sight. It is especially when you consider poor Rudy Tomjanovich was simply trying to check on things, and Washington swung with all his might at the All-Star. The NBA was incredibly embarrassed as a result, and neither man's career would ever be the same. Number 2, Pistons-Pacers brawl. As everyone remembers, a cup of Diet Coke ultimately helped lead to this fight. If it hadn't been thrown at Ron Artest, he wouldn't have charged the stands. I'm not saying what he did was right, because obviously he acted childish, and in turn, the 9-player, 146-game massive suspension helped create one of the most embarrassing moments in NBA history. Artest is now known as the current bad boy of the league, and the punch of the fan and the 73-game suspension is much of the reason he has been blessed with this honor. Number 1, Tim Donaghy scandal. The man on the left single-handedly represents the most embarrassing thing to ever happen in the NBA. Tim Donaghy bet on games that he officiated in and gave insider information to mobsters as well. It was never proven that he made calls to swing games in his favor, but the 13-year official was fired and landed in jail on illegal gambling charges.
When the news hit that referee Tim Donaghy had admitted that he had illegally bet on games he himself had officiated.
The New York Post, law enforcement officials claim that Donaghy made bets involving thousands of dollars during 05-06 when he worked 68 games.
The reason I put Michael Jordan on the slide is ironic, the way you have the GOAT greatest of all time and his airness on the right, and the newly proclaimed WOAT, meaning the worst, in Donaghy. That's going to do it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a like on the video, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you don't miss out on any of our videos in the future.